said, look around. This is what I have. I don't have anything. And I don't want that for you.
Wow.
So I still had to follow my gut and my instinct. And I think years later, once I became successful as a wrestler, he was very, very proud. And then what he did, he would take credit for everything.
Yeah.
Thank you, Oprah, for having me. Thank you, guys.
You know, it means so much to everyone that you are here with us today, since it was only 10 days ago that your father, Rocky the Soul Man Johnson, passed away. And when that happened, I thought, oh no, I didn't think that you'd be able to be here. And you are here. So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So has it been a challenging week?
It has. It's been a challenging past couple of days. My father, he passed away on January 15th, and we just buried him a few days ago.
Tuesday.
And yes, and you know, as we all go through this, and we all go through this our own process of grieving and regret and all these things and emotions that we go through, but again, it's the cycle of life, and it's beautiful, it's painful, it's amazing, it's incredible, it's all these things. And I will tell you this, that in this process, I had a very complicated relationship with my dad. And it was really, there was a foundation of tough love with my father. And wasn't a big I love you guy. And as complicated as it was, what gave me great satisfaction at the funeral was to see he was a great friend to so many guys, challenged father, but a great friend to so many people. So he went quick. There wasn't a lot of suffering, thankfully, but
I read on Instagram where you'd said you wish you'd had just one more day. Do you think you got all the things said that you wanted to say?
No.
You did not?
No, I did not. But, you know, so that's the tricky thing, I think, as we all go through this and we all lose loved ones, is I think what I've realized in the past couple of weeks is it's good to explore these feelings on feeling a little guilty, and I didn't get a chance to say the things that I wanted to say, or I wish he would have said the things to me as a father, now as a father of 3 daughters, the important critical things that anchor us that I didn't get from him. And it's okay to explore those feelings, but it's also very important to heal, to make sure that we come back to an anchoring foundation of gratitude for what I was able to have with him.
Yeah.
You know, and so I didn't get a chance to say the things that I wanted to say to him. However, another thing that is important too is, you know, because in death, that's when we can spiral and think, well, I should have done this, and I should have called, and I should have sent more pictures. But we got to realize that the relationship that I had with my dad was a relationship that was appropriate at that time.
Absolutely. When did you know that he was proud of you?
I felt that he was proud of me when I became successful in a industry that he had given his life to. So
right.
My father, for a lot of you guys who don't know, he was a professional wrestler.
And so was your grandfather.
And my grandfather was a professional wrestler too. And my dad, Rocky Johnson, was, I'm half black and half Samoan. And oh, thank you.
All the Samoans in the house.
The reason why I say this, my dad was a black man coming up in the 60s and 70s in a world of professional wrestling, which in a lot of the companies he wrestled at was all throughout the South. So he was a trailblazer in many ways, because what he was able to do as a black man was wrestle. We lived here in Atlanta when I was a kid. What he was able to do was go to these small towns where it was an all-white wrestling business, an all-white audience. And at that time in the late 60s, where racial tension and divide was still very strong and the wounds were still there, but he was able to change behavior, the audience's behavior. So this all-white audience who would never cheer a black man cheered him in these arenas. And he was actually, it's not like he was wrestling against other black men, he was wrestling against other white wrestlers. So in a trailblazing sense, he was a trailblazer, he did a lot of things that had never been done, but he also changed audience behavior, which is so hard. And the reason why I bring that up is because he was adamantly against me getting into the wrestling business.
Why?
Because when I said to him, I want to get into the professional wrestling business.
Because it's in your blood.
Because it's in my blood, and
Yeah.
I felt like I had something to offer. But at that time, we were living in a small apartment in Tampa, Florida, and he said, look around. This is what I have. I don't have anything. And I don't want that for you.
Wow.
So I still had to follow my gut
Yeah.
and my instinct. And I think years later, once I became successful as a wrestler, he was very, very proud. And then what he did, he would take credit for everything.
Yeah.
Of course, I taught him everything I know. Yes.
Yeah.